I'm rude a little bit. Don't be acting so appalled. All your girl let it put so much into tonight, and you just don't care. Now stop playing games, gun. Bring your downstairs. Come on, girl, let's go. Come on, girl, let's go. Just don't care. Playing games, girl. Bring your downstairs.
My Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the Riasi, we still outside. Mine on the richest, heart in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we don't ride nobody with, we're the ones who started with it. Translation, Yani had to buy, Yani had getting hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr.
Trust, mean taking no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big dog, pretty leash. Where's the love in the streets? Pour my heart on the beach. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when we ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom on the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful the people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cutscene, but on my pockets, me need my DNA, baby, for
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Jackson, first play, going to throw. And incomplete to open things up. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll try and run the option left side. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. Jackson finding his tight end Andrews for the Ravens, first down. The Ravens at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
From the 38, Jackson. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
On third down, Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Allen to throw it. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Going to throw. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense. And it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Here's Matt Araiza now. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 35.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he's got room.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And out of bounds right around the 20.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And he rifles one incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson now.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
We're scoreless after 1.
Second and 9. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. To the air, Allen. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, Bean, the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 2nd and 10, Jackson firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's Jackson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Barney, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
3rd and goal, Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Justin Tucker on the field goal, a 24-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On second and inches, Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Nice first down pickup there for Gabriel Davis, who really announced his presence last season. Playoff record, 4 touchdowns against Kansas City, also over 200 yards in that game. People in Buffalo really believe this guy's going to continue to develop as one of their top receivers.
Cook up the gut. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Going deep for Diggs. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Allen. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he is going to have a Bills first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Allen. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. David Ojabo running in to take him down.
It always feels like good players fall to the Ravens on draft day. And David Ojabo is the latest example of a draft steal. Big-time potential and had a breakout season 2021 in Michigan.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Allen. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Cook makes the catch on the out route. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Setting up the screen for Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. A final shot before half for Allen. Caught on the slant. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the gun, it's Allen. On the catch, it's Crowder. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And it's taken in at the 9. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Third and 2. Here's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Likely. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
To throw again on second down. Jackson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front. They're prepared for him to try and take off.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Here's Jackson to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Jackson steps away to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
From midfield, here's Allen. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Now Cook running right. Calais Campbell on the stop.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Allen now looks to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Bills passing game, getting him down the field. They've got another first down.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. This is a draw play. Allen gives to Singletary. And they'll get him down right around the 16. From the 16, Allen. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bills on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Odafe Oweh drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Crowder now to return. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 34-yard line.
Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down, Cook. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. Now Allen. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Cook again. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Down to the 25. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go away.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook, and he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So all eyes now on Tyler Bass. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is indeed good, and the Bills are going to get out of here winners. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.